Hey, what's up, you guys? Um, Topic for today. This is something that comes up in a lot of conversation. As usual, I'm talking to clients all the time and prospective clients and just people in general about fitness. And a lot of people want to know how long it's going to take for them to get in shape. How long it's going to take. Really, a lot of people want to know how long it's going to take to get, to start to see progress and start to see results. Now, let's differentiate between people who are generally interested in their health and their long-term fitness and wellness, and people who show up a couple of months before their class reunion or whatever event that they're trying to go to, talking about how fast can I XYZ, lose 20, 30 pounds. Can I lose 30 pounds in 2 months to go to my class reunion? If that's you, this video is still not for you, because I'm really just not interested in even taking that route. If you're just trying to look for some quick term solution for you to try to lose a bunch of weight, then go out there and hop on one of these juice fasts and don't eat nothing and destroy your, and wreck your metabolism and digestive system for several weeks, and then gain all the weight back when you get done. All right. Just not really, that's not a sustainable lifestyle, and not really something as a trainer. As a trainer, when people come to me with goals, I accept those goals as my own. So I take them seriously. If you're coming to, the problem is that 9 times out of 10, that person hadn't been doing anything. Like, you've known this event was coming up for months, if not years, and you wait till 2 or 3 months procrastinating, doing nothing at all, and you want to show up and try to get some kind of hero thing going on, and you're not in shape at all, but you want to lose 20 pounds in 2 months, and your imagination is bigger than your work ethic, because you see yourself losing 20 pounds, but you don't see the type of work it's going to take to legitimately lose that much weight. And the discipline necessary, and you don't have any of that because you haven't developed any of it. But anyway, that's just my quick soapbox for people who procrastinate and try to go and lose and jump on these fad diets and snake diets and juice cleanses and all kinds of desperation mode type stuff to try to see some results. Not really interested in going that route. So, otherwise, for those of you who are legitimately concerned about your health and wellness, let's talk for a minute. All right. How long does it take to get in shape? Well, it depends on a few factors. Number one, if you're male or female, guys just generally, and a lot of you females can relate, your husband or boyfriend or whatever, y'all might start working out at the same time. This dude will go in the gym, and in a month he'll lose 15, 20 pounds. And you're like lost half a pound or a pound. And I know it's frustrating for some of you ladies, but that's just the way it is. Guys carry a lot of muscle mass, so it's easier for them to burn fat. And we carry a lot more weight. So generally, guys are going to carry more weight, so you're going to burn more calories during your workout as well. So that's also going to contribute. And just hormonal levels, testosterone, HGH, all those things are going to be higher in the male, which is going to help them to make progress quicker. Next is if you were athletic when you were growing up. So if you're an athlete growing up, then you're going to have a lot of the fundamentals in terms of body movements and ranges of motion. So a lot of the stuff is not going to be new concepts to you. A lot of people, especially if they haven't had that background, we got to teach them how to squat, how to use the muscles properly. And that takes a long time. And while you're doing all this stuff the wrong way, it's time that you're not making the type of progress that you could be making. If you don't know how to squat, if you don't know how to move your body in the proper ranges of motion when you're doing exercises, it makes a huge difference in terms of how many calories you burn, in terms of the muscles that you're targeting, and the muscles that you're developing and your progress. So, especially if you were like in high school or collegiate athletics and you did weightlifting, you understand how to move properly and do all these things. If you don't, then a lot of times you're not targeting the right areas. You're not getting the right muscles activated. You're compensating a lot. And, it just makes the progress slower. All right. Lastly, if you are just active growing up, our genetic profile allows us to make slight modifications to it. So when we're adolescent, we're actually programming our fat cells. We have a set amount of fat cells in our body. What we're doing when we're young and we're active, and this is very important for those of you with kids. When we're young and we're active, we're programming our fat cells to be small. If we're active and we're controlling our weight through our activity, we're programming our fat cells to be smaller. So once we get older, our fat cells will be more likely to return to that smaller form. Now you have the same amount, it's just whether they're going to be big fat cells or small fat cells. So when you're younger, if your fat cells are programmed to be smaller, when you get older, it'll be easier to get them back to being smaller. And conversely, if you're younger and your fat cells are bigger, if you're overweight, then it's going to be, and it's scientifically proven that if you're overweight when you're young, it's going to be that much harder for you to lose and maintain weight loss as you get older. I mean, that's just the way it is. So those of you with kids, do not let them sit around and eat junk and watch TV and play video games all the time. Make their butts get out there and be active. It's part of your training for them. It's part of their inheritance. It's teaching them what they need to do that they're going to be able to reap the benefits of later in life. So if you're active and you program your fat cells at a younger age, it's going to make it easier for you at an older age. So that affects your results. So all these various factors are factoring in on how you're able to progress once you're older and you've been sedentary for several months or several years. And this always holds true. All my clients who were very, very active, maybe in their teens and 20s, and then they may have taken 5-10 years of being sedentary, and they get back into working out. Generally, those people make quite a bit of progress. That doesn't mean you're not going to see plateaus along the way, but it does mean that you're likely to see your results quicker. Now, as far as time frame, if you haven't been doing anything for several months to several years, generally your first 3 months, you're going to see the most progress. 6 months, going into 6 months, it'll start to maybe tail off a little bit, or it could ramp up. It just depends. Like if you're getting yourself in shape the first 3 months, learning fundamental movement, learning how to condition your body, learning how to eat properly, getting all these things in order, you could just start to ramp up at 3 months. But if you have all those things down, your first 3 months could be very, very quick progress. Or your second 3 months could be very, very quick progress. But either way, after about 6 to 9 months to maybe a year, that progress is going to start to tail off. So you're going to see that first initial jolt of progress in your first 6 months. And then in your first year. After that, it's going to be incremental work and improvement. After your first year, it's going to be contingent on you making progress. So it's going to be contingent on you actually being able to lift more weight for more repetitions, run faster, run longer, do all these things better. And a lot of people get to their plateau because they set that speed limiter in their minds and they say, I can only do this much weight. I can only run this fast. And it's a nonstop battle over and over again, trying to convince people that they can do more than they are doing. And then they wonder why they're not making progress. Well, that's why you're not making progress. If you do the same amount of weight for a year, you might make progress in that for 2 years. You might make progress in that first year. You're going to see some progress in that first year. The second year, your body's going to adapt to what you're doing. So you got to do something more than what you've been doing. You got to be able to do more. You're continuing to work out. You should be getting stronger. You should be getting in better shape. Something. Otherwise, your body's going to stay the same. Most of you know the quote by Einstein on insanity. If you don't, look up Einstein's quote on insanity. And you got to focus on getting better, getting stronger, even if you're 15, 20 years in, you're still maturing your muscles. Your muscles are still developing. So you may not be as strong. You may not be as in condition as you were in your 20s if you were in like tip-top shape in your 20s. Like, I'm not as in good a shape as I was when I was playing football, but I'm actually stronger now because, you know, I play wide receiver, so I didn't have to lift a ton of weight all the time. My long distance running is better now. My muscle maturity is better because I've been, you know, lifting, you know, for several years, focusing more on lifting weights. I carry more muscle mass than I ever did when I was playing football. So if you continue to work, continue to make progress, you continue to develop. You'll see bodybuilders that are 15, 20 years in, they're still improving. Only way you can do that is if your muscles are still learning. Your muscles are still adapting. You're still making changes, making gains in some form or fashion. So anyways, guys, I don't want to make this video too long, but I just wanted to kind of give you something to wrap your mind around when it comes to how long it's going to take for your body to get in shape. Now, keep this in mind. Like I said before, you're going to have to get through that initial period of, I don't really know what I'm doing. I got to figure out what I'm doing so I can put my full effort into what I'm doing. Now, you've got to be able to maintain your discipline and your form when you get tired. A lot of people plateau because as soon as they get tired, their form goes to crap and they just start trying to go way too fast and get through it, or they do too much weight. Generally for girls, you start going too fast. For guys, you end up trying to lift too much weight, ego lifting, and that's where you reach your plateau, because you continue to recruit muscles, guys, that aren't the ones you're trying to develop, so you're not going to gain any size. And ladies, you're not targeting the muscles that you need to target, so you stop making progress. That's why form has got to be the number one thing. When you start an exercise, form has got to be the number one thing on your mind. Once you get tired, it's got to be better than number one. It's got to be the first thing on your mind. When you get tired, maintain my form, maintain my form, maintain my form. And don't rest. Don't try to go too fast and shorten the motion so you can get through it. You got to do the repetitions properly. But got to get through that initial period of soreness and not really knowing what you're doing before you can start, you know, to make gains. And, you know, that first couple weeks, you've been not doing anything, you're going to be hurting. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be soreness everywhere, all over your body, all the time. So you just got to get through that period, and then you can start to really focus on diving into your workout and putting the maximum effort into your workout. So anyways, guys, that's our video for today. Hope these videos are helpful for you in terms of providing reliable information and helping you guys to continue to make progress and get healthier and fitter. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, share the videos, because there's other people out there who need to hear these things. All right. And that's it, man. I'll holler at y'all in the next video. Peace out.